Okay, I understand everyone's making these videos. You've seen it done a million times before, but this one is going to be the best. Okay, so being a City fan this season has been a slightly different experience. You know, we've gone from winning the 4-peat to hopefully just getting the FA Cup. You know, most teams have considered this a fantastic season. You know, the FA Cup is one of the most prestigious cups in the entire country. But for us, it's just, it's not the standard. There's a few obvious factors as to why we've not been as successful. A massive injury to Rodri has set us back tremendously. A few other injuries in the squad as well. I know every team has injuries, but that's still a factor we can consider. And obviously the most apparent one is the squad is aging. Okay, so starting off with Ruben Dias. I think this guy is an obvious keep. I think he'll be the #1 captain for us next season. An absolute general, a leader, a man mountain. Ruben Dias has never not won the Premier League, apart from this season. But still, prior to that, the 5 seasons he's been here, he's won it 4 times, which is pretty incredible. And he's obviously been an integral part of that. He's averaging a 7.03 rating in the Premier League. You know, this guy loves defending. And he's also dating Maya Jama, which is also another plus for him. Next, General John Stones.
Wagwan Generals.
This one's a tricky one. And this one hurts me to even ponder if he should leave or stay. In the treble winning season, John Stones was considered one of the best centre-halves in the league, even when he played a lot of that in the #6 role alongside Rodri. But unfortunately, he's been riddled with injuries for the majority of the season. He's played only 11 matches and started only 6 of them, but he still managed to score 2 goals and get us a very vital point against Arsenal in the last minute of the game. It's such a shame, man. It's such a shame. He's been a very loyal servant to the club, and I think he deserves one more season with us. Hardly ever puts a foot wrong for the team, and he's still 30. That's not old for a centre-half. A lot of players do actually come into the peak around that time. You know, look at Van Dijk, he's 32 and he's probably the best he's ever been before. I think one more season. Got to keep John Stones. Another slightly tricky one is Nathan Ake. He's only played 10 matches, which is 1 less than John Stones in the Premier League, just want to clarify. Once again, riddled with injuries, along with all the other treble winning players. We did win the treble, by the way. He's just been running to the ground. Ake's been with the club for about 5 years now, and I do unfortunately think it's time to move on and maybe get a younger replacement. As I said before, he's very injury ridden. And I think he deserves a move, to be honest. He's been fantastic for us, especially once again that treble season. But yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to sell you, Nathan Ake. I love you, but I'm sorry. Omar Mamouche was a talent. He's obviously a keep. Signed him in January and he's been fantastic, I'd say. In all competitions, he's got 7 goals in 17 matches. He's very versatile. He can play striker, on the wing. I could even see him playing him at #10. I'd say he's almost a perfect striker. You know, he's got speed, skill. He's got a long shot ability. He can finish. Since Julian Alvarez has left, it's been a massive concern of if Haaland gets injured, who are we going to play? We've got that young striker we signed from West Ham, but he's only played 2 games for us. And obviously we sold Liam Delap as well. Now, a bit of a tricky one is Mateo Kovacic. In the Prem, he's got 6 goals and 1 assist, and they've all came at quite important times. All quite tricky goals to score as well. He's scored a few long shots. No, the issue is he's been playing in the 6, which obviously he isn't that. He's more of an 8. He's more of a receive the ball, half turn, and take the ball up the pitch. Whereas with us, he's been playing in double pivot with usually Bernardo, Rico Lewis, Gundogan, Gonzalez a couple times. This is going to sound really silly, but if I was doing a career mode, I would get rid of him.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
However, this is real life. I'm the manager right now, and I'm gonna keep Kovacic. He's been very solid for us this season, very solid. Okay, next we got Erling Haaland. Need I say more? Okay, next we got Jack Grealish. It upsets me to do this, man. It really does, but I do think he's got to go in the sell category. This season, he's only got 1 goal and 1 assist in the Premier League. He's hardly been injured as well, like he's just come out of favour of Guardiola. He's 29 years old, he's getting on a little bit for a winger. I unfortunately do think there's just better talent out there and also better players for us in the squad. So I think we should cash in, get a bit of money for him and move him on, unfortunately. You know, although Grealish is more than just stats, like he does contribute a lot more, but unfortunately he's just not performing the way all City fans want him to. So I do think it's time to move him on. Jeremy Doku, I think for me, it's an obvious keep. He's genuinely, I think, my favourite Man City player. He's a very old school winger. He's not systematic. I would say he's the best dribbler in the entire world. There's not a single doubt in my mind when he goes one-on-one with a defender, he won't get past them. But unfortunately, people like to ignore this and say he's got no end product. He can't pass, he can't assist, he can't do any of these things. But come on. The Trivela assist for Nunes, you know, in the Prem, he's got 5 assists and 3 goals. That's very solid, I think. Then a further 6 more in all competitions. You know, that's a very solid season. Like, he's got all the attributes a winger could want, I'd say, apart from the finishing. Okay, next we've got Nico Gonzalez. In his first 3 games for City, he looked very, very good, I'd say. He has a very similar playing style to Rodri, but unfortunately, he's just not got the game time again. Like, we signed him for £50 million. Like, I know that's not a crazy fee for today's standards, which is a mental statement, by the way. He still needs to play more. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why he's not. Whether he plays with Rodri in a double pivot when he's back next season, or if he's just off the bench as his predecessor, then I think we've got to keep him. There's definitely a player there. Next, we've got Rodri. Obviously, keep. Next, we've got Kevin De Bruyne. Pains me to say he will be going this season. Apparently to Aston Villa, which is like the highest rumoured thing, which is mental to me. Obviously, I want to keep him, but he's obviously going, so it would be unfair to... It wouldn't make sense to keep him. Best midfielder to play in the Premier League. I'm just saying. You can hate me in the comments all you want, but I know that this is the best we've ever seen. This is now the part of the video where we take a moment and press subscribe and turn the notification bell on. It's completely free. If you don't, you're pretty sly. Just hope you all know that. Alright, back to the video. Okay, next we've got Stefan Ortega. I would like to keep Ortega. He's played 13 games for us in the Premier League this season, along with a further 7 in all competitions. That is a lot of game time for our second choice keeper. But he's kept 3 clean sheets in the Premier League, but also conceded 18 in 13 matches, which is an average of 1.4 goals conceded every game, which is a bit of a concern. However, 3 clean sheets, so I don't know. I think he's great. I want to keep Ortega. Don't know if he wants to leave or not, but either way, I'm keeping you, mate, so you don't get a choice. Gundogan, yeah, it's time to go, blood, which is very upsetting. Like, I was so excited for Gundogan to come back, along with all other Man City fans, but it's just been quite disappointing, unfortunately. Like, I know he's 34, and he's probably played a lot more games than he would have anticipated. However, 5 goals and 2 assists in all competitions for him. It's not good enough at that age to stay, if that makes sense. Yeah, unfortunately, I want you gone, Gundogan. Number 20, Bernardo Silva. Oh, once again. Oh, it's a similar vibe to Gundogan, isn't it? Like, there's been so many Bernardo Silva starts, I want to preface, just this season, where you don't even realise he's on the pitch. Like, I've been to quite a few home games this season, and you just forget he's there sometimes, unfortunately. For what Bernardo was like, it's not the level of where he could be. What? You know, to be fair, he's had no injuries, which is obviously solid. He's been wanting to go for a few seasons now, and respect to him, he stayed with us after we won the treble. I do think he's done what he can now for the club. I think it's time for him to move on, unfortunately. Great serpent, but it's time to leave. At number 2, Victor Reis. He's played 1 minute in the Prem, which is pretty solid. For the amount of money we spent on him, I think it was about 30 mil, 35 mil. It would be silly to sell him. Like, there's clearly a talent there and a player there. In the last few games, Guardiola's really locked in his partnership of Gavardio on the left and Diaz on the right of the centre-half partnership. So it will be hard for him to get in a bit of game time. But when we played that team in the FA Cup, I think it was... Oh, who the hell was it? I don't remember. But anyway, he played in the FA Cup and he did okay. I guess. I don't know.
Thanks for that, Phil.
Next one, Gavardio. A very obvious keep. Okay, Manuel Akanji.
I'm outside in an AMG, right outside.
Just like Stones and Ake, he's been injured for quite a bit of it. He's played 22 games for us this season in the league, which is about 2/3. Like, that's still alright. There's still a player there for Akanji. I just get worried he's one injury away from, you know, being at Ake level of just not being able to be relied on anymore. He's also quite versatile as well. Like, he can play right back, he can play holding like he has done a couple times off the bench. However, we've got 4 people who can play centre back. You know, in terms of a financial standpoint, it would make a bit of sense. So, unfortunately, I do think sell, although I do think he's fantastic. Next, we've got Matheus Nunes. Matheus Nunes has been a very interesting character for us this season. A lot of City fans just want him to do well. It seems like he's slowly starting to get better at right back as well. Like, he's 26, and he did cost us quite a bit of money. So I would like to see him perform. He's got 5 assists in the Prem this season, and a very important goal against Aston Villa. I think we should keep him as an extra backup. However, I do think we need to sign a new right back. What I would like to see, a little outside shout, I would like to see Kusanov at right back. We played him out there against Real Madrid, and he did very, very well against Vinicius. Okay, a lot of you guys might have forgot about this player, but the next one we've got is Claudio Claudio Echeverri.
So, you know, let's not take the piss here.
He's a young, promising talent from River Plate. Signed for us in the summer last season, but he stayed at River Plate till about March, till the season ended. And he's not got any game time for us. For a 19-year-old, he got 11 goals and assists for River Plate last season, which I think is pretty solid. However, he just isn't getting played for Guardiola, and I think it would be good to see him out on loan. So, first player in loan. Good luck, Claudio. Edison is the next player. There's a lot of talks of Edison going, and there's a lot of talks of us replacing him with the Porto keeper. However, I think he's been really solid this season, Edison. Like, I know he's not played as much as he wants to, again, in comparison to Ortega. But in the Prem, he's got 7 clean sheets, he's played 22 games, and he's only conceded 25 goals. I do think he's going, which makes things a bit tough. However, I'd keep him. I think he's still got another year or two in him at like the top level, and I think we should keep him, personally. Okay, Scott Carson, possibly Man City's greatest player of all time. He hasn't played for us since 2021 season when we won the league. He's the reason we won 4 Premier Leagues in a row. It's all thanks to Scott Carson, so it would be wrong to say keep. To not say keep, I mean. Next we got Kusanov, another player that I love. A lot of City fans also love him as well. They want him to do well, especially with his debut game against Chelsea not going the way he wanted. As I mentioned before, he pocketed Vinicius Jr. in the Real Madrid game, out of position as well, like he's playing right back. I really do think he's got a lot of potential, Kusanov. Now, Phil Foden. I don't want to hear about stats. I don't want to hear about him falling off. I don't want to hear any of this. Okay, he's obviously a keep. Ever since the Euros, he's dropped off, which is really sad. Like, people are saying how he is and how bad he is. This happens to players sometimes. Sometimes they just stop performing as well as they did. It's coming off the back of a PFA winners performance last season. He was incredible for us then. So many clutch goals. You know, in comparison to last season, obviously he's not playing very well, but bro's still got 15 goals and assists in all competitions. That's still a very solid player. Yeah, he's an obvious keep. Next, we got Oscar Bob. He unfortunately suffered a broken leg injury at the start of the season. He had an incredible pre-season. I would like to see him stay at the club. You know, he's only 21. I don't know if a loan would help him though. I think it's hard to call now because of who we might bring in or who we might actually sell. So for now, I want to keep him. Next, we've got Simpson Pussy. I'm going to loan him out. He's played 6 games, which is solid. You know, that's also in the Champions League, the Prem. I think he's played in the Carabao Cup as well. He's actually started for us as well. Unfortunately, ever since the new signings have come in, he's just not got any game time. So I do think we should loan him out. Next, we got the star boy of the season, Nico O'Reilly. Now get that boy and keep, man. He's been incredible ever since he started playing left back. I don't know what it is. Like, how can Pep see a 10/8 player, which is the position he played in youth, then just drop him into left back? Like, he's incredible. I don't know how can he see this. This season, he's got 7 goals and assists for us, and some of them come in very clutch moments. He got 2 assists against Bournemouth when he came off the bench and we needed that win desperately. I would like to see him feature heavily in the coming season. I think there's a really good player there, especially now Gvardiol's moved to centre-half more now. Rico Lewis. Unfortunately, the second half of the season, he's hardly played really, but scored a screamer against Nottingham Forest, didn't he? So he's defo keep. Very versatile player. I think I would like to see him play more of an 8, more upfield, because he's very good on the half turn. Very good at progressing the ball. You know, he's aggressive, especially for his height as well, and his build is very tenacious. Yeah, very young. I got a lot of minutes for his age, which is amazing. Now, last but not least, we've got James McAtee. Oh, this is such a weird one. I can see him going this summer, unfortunately. There's heavy links to Bayern Leverkusen. I know Forest are interested as well, and he needs game time. You know, he's got 7 goals for us this season, which is pretty impressive considering basically all of his games have been off the bench. The thing is with McAtee, I don't think he's consistent as other people think he is. And if we can get some good money for him, then that could be the move. I'm going to say sell.
Say sell!
I do think we can use that money for some better replacements. There's obviously a worry with the whole Cole Palmer situation might happen again, because obviously they do play similar positions, but I don't think the ceiling's as high. But yeah, here is the finishing list, guys. I do think they're pretty fair. Maybe quite harsh on maybe Akanji, for example. He's the main one I'm quite concerned about that I might have messed up with. But yeah, I think it's fair overall, especially when I do think we need a big summer transfer window. Because obviously there's heavy links to Florian Wirtz He'll be an incredible player for us to get. Maybe get another number 8 or extra number 6 possibly. But yeah, thanks for watching the video, guys. Hope you all enjoyed it. If you want more videos like this, more tier lists, I'm happy to do that. I'm gonna try and stick to more football content now because I posted my most recent video and holy that stank. So we're not gonna do that anymore, I don't think. We're gonna stick to just football videos. Thank you for everyone's support. Please like, share, subscribe, and yeah, adios.